What is up, guys? Sorry here. It's been a very busy day. We're getting to the live stream spot. Trying to get all set up. But like I said, been a heck of a day, guys. Okay. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Sorry for the delay. Like I said, well, I guess I haven't said this yet. I worked a double yesterday, then plus working today and trying to get everything set up. So I am very, very sorry. But I wanted to try something different with the live streams. I haven't really streamed. I don't know if I've ever streamed during the week like this. And we got energy drinks going to keep me going, to give you guys a good show tonight. So welcome back to the channel. So guys, as always, I am going to try to go back and see what all I missed. I see Jordan's in here, hopefully keeping you guys entertained and doing your part. Is it dim? Is it dim to me, or is it just me, guys? So hopefully Jordan has done a decent job keeping you guys entertained. Let's get some more lights on in here. Okay. There we go. Sorry, I'm still getting over my sinus nonsense, but we're doing much better in regards to that. So anyway, guys, today's big conversation. What did I drop over here? Today's big conversation, when you guys don't have questions. Check, check, 1, 2. Video is good. Audio is good. What's up, guys? John, welcome to the live chat. The cars, but being supportive and you. Yeah, Jordan's. Exactly. The trick is getting me to believe that Jordan's the best. And she can be quite abusive at times, guys. You don't know what she puts me through. I do have to do brakes on her car. I did tell her I would, and she even bought the stuff I told her to. So, and I had pads from a previous project that fit her car. So we are going to get that in there. It's a Mia 7.3 in that order. The last one isn't worth mentioning. That's funny. Can't wait for this one. Hope your week's going well, man. It's been hectic. Like I said, I was at work for like 17-ish hours yesterday. So I am a little tired because I had to work day shift today as well. So let's see here. Just want to make sure I'm going through. All right. I think for the most part, not other than just Jordan being Jordan prior to me getting here, it looks like not a whole lot was done. It was not 3 months ago, Jordan. That's crap. You didn't buy your house 3 months ago. Danny, the 6.0 is the only way to go. Danny, I'm about as big of a 6.0 fan as you can find. And while I think the 6.0 is an excellent, excellent platform, I don't know that it's the only way to go. It is a great option to go, in my opinion, especially if you're able to do some stuff on your own. Head studs is kind of a hard one. At some point, I would actually like to stud a motor. Cabin. Stanger, how you doing, brother? Welcome to the live stream. Give you a big thumbs up. Hey, that's awesome, man. Hey, and that reminds me, we have 19 people in here, 20 people, and we only have 9 likes. Let's fix that right now. Let's get at least 15 likes. So guys, the conversation when you don't have questions is going to be, what is the best Powerstroke platform? And while I think depending on what you want to, how you want to base it, I think there's really a few different answers. 6.0 plus 7. It's a Mia. So I actually want to do a shirt. See, that's what I'm talking about. Let's get these likes in here. So anyway, I think there's really a few different ways to say what the best Powerstroke engine is. And I don't definitively think it's one or the other. I will say I do feel there's 2 superior options. And we are going to exclude crazy builds here. We're not. Sean, I think that's an excellent point. No DPF with the 6L. So part of it needs to be power, right? Performance and power needs to be a part of the equation because honestly, look, I think we can all say we love the 7.3. It was amazing for its time. Its time has passed. Great truck. I love it. I love my dad's truck. I got to tell you, my dad and I go somewhere in his truck. I asked to drive because I love the 7.3. It is what brought me to Ford diesel engines and Powerstrokes in general. So there's always going to be a spot in my heart for the 7.3. But at the end of the day, performance-wise, it can't compete with the other three. It just can't. I'll say this. I think 6 liters can still compete. 6.4s are powerhouses. 6.7s, we're now on generation 3 of these engines. And I got to tell you, if it wasn't a home run, Ford would have switched it or outsourced it by now. But the 6.7 is a hell of an engine. And that's why they're on generation 3 with relatively mild changes, mind you. It's really just upgrades as opposed to full on. It's the same block to my knowledge. I don't even think they use a different material or anything. I think it is exactly the same block. You know, we have steel pistons in generation 3. So because the 2020 hasn't been out long enough to really see if that's going to be a successful platform, when we talk 6.7s in this competition, we're really going to stick to generation 1 and 2. So 11 through 14 and then 15 through 19 is technically the different engines. There are some, I believe there were some small changes, but essentially 15 through 19 is the second generation of the engine, at least the last major overhaul before the third generation. And then 11 through 14. 6.4, we only ran 3 model years, 08, 09, and 10. Great powerhouses. My sister can't keep up. Guys, we're at 27. First, I want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I like I said, trying some different times for you guys to see what gets the most amount of you guys in here to interact with us. I appreciate you guys that go back and watch it afterwards. But I really want you guys in here for the live stream because I think that's where you have the most fun and get the most. Plus, you can ask your questions. You guys haven't really been asking questions, but feel free to ask them. We'll stop the conversation, head to your questions. And then at downtime, we'll go back to the conversation here in between. So I'd like to see new 6.0 with external components like the fuel injectors. Fluffy Ninja, awesome name. If you haven't, hit that like button. But Fluffy Ninja, awesome injection. I just want to ask, are you talking about like a more modern version of injection, like a common rail system, or you mean the injector physically placed on the exterior of the valve cover for easier access? So Fluffy Ninja, you're talking common rail injection. So I heard a rumor, and I haven't verified this. I haven't talked with Jared at Kill Devil Diesel. I do plan to. Every now and then I reach out and touch base with him. Super nice guy, super knowledgeable. At some point, I feel like I need to share a beer with him. But anyway, so I believe they're in the works of a common rail injection system for the 6.0. I do believe that's something they're working on. I don't know when it'll happen, or because that's going to be such a large undertaking that they're working on. But I do think it'll be a big game changer. Because common rail injection is just superior to the Huey injection system. What makes it more viable on the 6.0 as opposed to the 7.3? I think Swamps did a 7.3 common rail, but part of why I think will make it nicer is the oil rail is removable. So you'll already technically have a place back there to put a CP4 pump or CP3. I hope they would go CP3 if they can get it to mount up in there. I do think there'll be more challenges than we're giving it credit for because the oil system also runs from where the oil cooler is, also feeds the high pressure oil pump. So there's a reservoir under your oil cooler in a 6.0, and that literally feeds back there. So they'll have to come up with something for that. I don't know what that'll be. Obviously, those guys know just a vast amount more in that category, but I think it'd be really, really cool. I am excited for that one day. So you drove a 2015 6.7. grain trucks while I was home, and that truck. Yeah, the 2015s are impressive. Which I guess let's get back to. You guys aren't really asking questions, so let's get back to, and maybe that's because you actually want to hear about the conversation, the title of the video. So let's start. So here's my answer. Personally, I believe there's two main contenders that are relatively reliable and have great fuel economy and performance. And those two contenders are the 6.0 and the 6.7. Obviously, I'm biased. I own both engines. But let's talk about the other two and why I'm excluding them. First, let's talk about the 7.3. Jordan, stop. We'll get into mileage later, Jordan. So the 7.3, why I'm excluding that from best performing Powerstroke really comes down to it can't compete performance-wise in horsepower. It can't compete with the braking features of the newer trucks. You know, with the transmission braking, the VGT braking. Sure, you can put an exhaust brake on them. There's some other things I believe you have to worry about with it. And I am not the most well rehearsed in the 7.3 itself. But yeah, it's a dinosaur. You know, it really is. It a great engine? Is it a fun engine? Yeah, I got to tell you, I'd own a 7.3 in a heartbeat, provided it wasn't. I'd daily drive one all day. I wish you could give more than one like. I think for you guys that really support the channel, I'd end up with a ton of likes on all my videos, and I'd be super thrilled with that. So the 7.3, excellent engine. I love it, but it doesn't have some of the more modern things. You know, again, the exhaust brake feature that the other three trucks have, the transmission braking feature the other three trucks have. 5.4 greater than 6.0 plus 6.7. That is fake news if I ever heard it. I'm having problems with my new OEM oil cooler. I'm getting sometimes 20-degree differences. Danny, did your old one... Guys, don't worry. We are going to continue with this conversation about all the Powerstrokes. Did you have... I assume you probably had a delta difference to begin with. And that's what led you to change it. So a couple of things. One, you want to check your sensors. Sometimes they go bad. Two, the other thing is you should probably work on trying to flush your cooling system is probably a big part of it. A lot of guys miss this in changing out is they don't adequately flush the cooling system. And I get why it's a giant pain in the butt. But if you don't flush it, you're just going to clog your oil cooler. Now, you said new OEM one. The good news is OEM oil coolers will still be covered by warranty from Ford. So that's not a problem there. That's a good thing. But what you need to do now is you need to focus on getting your cooling system clean and really flushed out. It's a long procedure. I'm assuming you didn't blow your last oil cooler. If you're talking about deltas, I assume you were monitoring them before. So what you want to do is flush it really, really good. You could do a chemical flush to get a lot of the rust out of there. But make sure when you do a chemical flush, you need to continue making sure you flush all of that out, because that chemical flush loosens up a lot of the rust that forms in the block. And if you don't get it out with that oil cooler, you're going to just clog the next oil cooler. So I would give it a good flush. You can do a chemical flush. Flush that several more times after you do the chemical flush procedure, which I don't know off the top of my head. Diesel Tech Ron, I believe, has a great video up there. Shout out to him. Definitely still awful that we lost him in the community, because he was such an asset for the industry as a whole. But check him out. He'll have a video, and then he can run you through that procedure. And then from there, you can turn around, replace the oil cooler under warranty. Let them know Ford should replace it. I've never had an issue with Ford replacing that particular part, even if the install was technically my fault, or even if I just installed it myself. So anyway, I am getting way behind here, guys. It's ginger ale, Jordan, just because I'm not feeling well. Rax, what I'm assuming you have a 6-liter, let's see, a Rotella. I do recommend, I'm not a big Rotella 6 fan in the 6-liter after talking with Warren Diesel. I prefer Motorcraft or Schaefer's would be my go-to. Arch oil additive for the oil, 100%. It will save your injectors. I would also check battery voltage, Fickum voltage. I would see what you're charging at your alternator. Those would be my go-tos with your cold start and kind of diagnose there. See if your battery's dropping below like 11. You're going to have a hard time. Maybe your Fickum voltage isn't up high enough. You might not necessarily have stiction issues to contend with, but also arch oil and going to the other oils I recommend could be beneficial. Rotella isn't necessarily a death sentence to it. I think some people probably run it too long without changing it, and then that probably leads to the issues that they've had. Let's see here. Had the opportunity to see an 03 350 dually conversion to electric teleparts. Runs like, I'm sorry, electric what parts? I have no idea what that is. Ford for life. How you doing, brother? Preston, good to see you, man. No check engine light or anything, just warm up, then it runs fine. Yeah, Rax, you could have battery issues or some stiction would be my bet. The arch oil will help with stiction, but it's just more of a mask for the actual issue down the road. You will need injectors, but arch oil could buy you a few more years if you do it every oil change. And again, I do recommend getting away from the Rotella product and back into Motorcraft or finding a Schaefer's dealer by you. What do I think about Powerstroke help? I can't say I've heard any bad or upset customers of his. I think sometimes he gets a little bit on his high horse, but I mean, he seems like he really knows his crap. So, yeah, I don't have anything bad to say about him other than I think he's a little goofy, but I also think I'm a little goofy. So it's not necessarily a jab at him. I think the prices he asks for his trucks are a little outlandish, though. Especially considering a lot of them are wreck titles or salvage titles, which he openly discloses for the record. That, again, not talking bad. I don't think he runs a bad biz. I think he has a lot of money for a nice truck that's as old as it is, but he does go through them entirely. I will say that. I've watched his videos, and I do think he has some solid advice. I'm not his biggest fan, but I don't dislike him either. I think he's been an asset to the 6-liter community as a whole. And again, I've never heard anything bad from his customers. I don't like that to keep the warranty he advertises, you have to run whatever tunes he recommends. I don't know if they're custom tunes or not. I mean, I feel like he could, and I get it, you don't want a guy run, you built the truck to hold factory power levels with factory turbo and injectors. You don't want some guy hot rodding it to 600 horsepower, then being mad at you. I mean, you need to have parameters to it. But I do think, from what I've heard about tuning, it seems like he really just advocates for the can tunes. I think he could get on board. He's big enough that a custom tuner would probably give him a good price on tuning, and he could put that to his customers, and the customer would end up with a better overall end product. And then at that point, if they want to go more, that it's their gamble to get rid of the warranty. But I've never heard a bad thing from one of his customers. I think he does good work from everything I've ever seen. Still new to the 6L. What upgrades for standpipes and what are the best ones to buy? I plan on doing head gaskets and studs this winter. Stanger, 1, awesome. That's a big undertaking. 2, standpipes. I'm not sure what year your truck is. If it's an 03, you only have a standpipe. If it's an 04 engine or mid-year 04 and newer, you'll have dummy plugs too. I only recommend Ford. I do think Warren Diesel has like high flow standpipes. They would be okay to run. But other than that, for most people, Ford OEM, while you're doing all that work, make sure to address the snap to connect fitting on the back of your high pressure oil pump if you have it, or the J tube if you have the earlier style pump as well. It's a good time to take care of those things. And they're relatively inexpensive in the scheme of what you're doing. Preston, nice. Guys, somebody was looking for a flush video. Anthony at Super Duty Service, who does great work too, and he has a cool YouTube channel. He literally shows you what he's working on. I think it's really cool, and he seems to be a cool guy. If I ever make it out that way, I would love to go see him. Sorry, I am having a hard time keeping up with you guys. Sounds like Stiction Arch Oil is a good band-aid. Yes, it is. Running Schaefer's, good choice. Why doesn't kill like that oil? It was Warren that didn't like that oil, Wookie. And basically what it was is he said that they found residue on there. My guess is people think Rotella is like the end-all oil out there. And my assumption is people run it that have issues, run it too long, which leads to the deposits on the spool valves causing injector issue. Because there's guys out there with hundreds of thousands of miles with running Rotella and still perfectly fine injectors. So I think it's a maintenance thing personally, but just to be on the safe side, I wouldn't want to go that route just to be sure. Racks, yeah, if you actually look up, I have an Arch Oil video with links to Arch Oil in it on Amazon. That's where I order mine from. Or what am I thinking here? I almost forgot. We will bring up the Amazon affiliate page and we will get links. Let's find some Arch Oil stuff here. Friction modifier. And now they have a lot of different stuff in here at varying costs. I know I'm going to do their full fuel treatment on my 6.7 soon. But and a lot of times I buy their fuel additive as well. But for your issue, really, this is what you'll need. And it does stink because it does add an additional cost to an oil change, which is already way too expensive. Affiliate link. There's the Arch Oil affiliate link for those of you that need it. Bulletproof 6.0 from Powerstroke Specialty, hands down the best Ford I've seen. The emission system on newer trucks makes them throwaway trucks. I use AMSOIL and Hot Shot Secret TD. Yeah, Super Duty. Powerstroke Specialty. I don't really know who they are, to be honest. Stranger Checkout, Super Duty Service, or BD Pipes, but Google Super Duty Servicing. Stanger, what are you looking for? Did I miss something here? I love. Oh, I see. We're talking about Y pipes. Let's see. I can get a link to that too. I love the Bulletproof Diesel Y pipes. I think they are the nicest Y pipes out there. I do know Anthony makes a really nice set that he actually mocks up on an engine, an actual engine with the exhaust housing of a turbo, so it fits. So these Y pipes have come harder and harder to find. They also have really nice exhaust manifolds. Here we go. Or are they sold out? Oh, you can't even get them on Amazon at the moment. Thank you, EPA. Well, we can look for them more later. So, hi, Izzy. Can you come on this side, Iz? Can you come over here? My dog likes to hop on the live stream. Hi, Izzy. I know you guys want to see her more than me. Look at the camera. Yeah. Yeah. She always likes to come hang out at the live stream. Yeah, yes, honey. I love you. She's a good dog. But I'm busy. I'm busy, Pop. Let's see here. It was a diesel power or driven diesel power driven diesel, something like that. They had an oil that I was actually interested in maybe trying down the road. Warren Diesel, please explain. I'm planning on doing these cases. So Doom, what Warren Diesel says is that they have issues with sorry, my phone's going off. So we have power-driven diesel. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to try theirs. So with Warren Diesel, what they were saying is that in their injectors that come in for warranty work, that they have a higher number of people running Rotella. That could be for numerous reasons, though, for the record. So I don't want to say definitively it's Rotella, but just to be on the safe side, I decided to switch back. Edward, man, big dog heads versus Kill Devil Diesel. Kill Devil Diesel all day long. Not even a hard choice there. Nothing against Powerstroke help, But Kill Devil Diesel, I think, pushes performance much further than they do. And, these are guys, Kill Devil Diesel's building engines for guys that plan to abuse them. So I think they have a better product. Again, not talking badly about the other Powerstroke help, but I do believe Kill Devil is making a better product. Come up here and look at 7.3s in Canada. Motorcraft standpipe kit, come with dummy plug both sides, racks. Sorry, just trying to get caught up here. Guys, for those of you that are popping in and maybe need to get out right away, if you do a super chat, I will stop all questions and answer that one immediately. Just if you're trying to run and need an answer, other than that, I will get to every question on here. But I'm just throwing it out there. If you need it answered now, I will answer it first. And also, we're at 31 people and 25 likes. So let's get another 6 likes in here, guys. Come on. Super Duty Service has top-notch work. I would definitely trust him. He has essentially nothing. He has a full-on machine shop that he works. He does everything in-house, so he can guarantee his overall quality. How many miles before you need to change oil? So I try to change. So I have aftermarket fuel system on the 6-liter. So about yearly, I change my fuel filters on there. But you could at least do it twice a year, depending on how often you drive. I would say oil I do every 5. I would say fuel filters at a minimum. Sorry, my dog running around in the background. Anyway, oil filter and oil change every 5,000 miles on a 6-liter, unless you're really hard. So when I tow with it, I tend to, after that trip is done, if I saw high oil temps because I was really pushing it through the mountains or something, I will change it when that vacation's done. It just depends on how hot it got. But if I'm seeing under 230, then I'm going to go 5,000 miles. Let's get some more likes, people. I love the enthusiasm in the chat trying to get me some more likes in here. When do you get to talk which Powerstroke is best? All right, so we'll transition here back to which Powerstroke is best. So we're going to talk about the 2 engines I'm kicking right out of here, and that's the 7.3 and the 6.4. And this is why, again, guys, I love the 7.3, but I think performance-wise, it can't compete with the other 3 engines, and you can't have that transmission braking feature. So I think that's kind of an overall performance for what these trucks are meant to do. Excuse me, we're talking mildly built trucks. We're not talking, you spent 15 grand on your truck, because at 15 grand, you can do some crazy stuff to just about any engine. And make it do some cool things. But so the 7.3 is out. I love it. It's reliable, but it's also super reliable because it doesn't make a whole lot of power. When you start upping its power to be more competitive, you start breaking stuff and things don't last as long. Again, great engine for its time, but it just can't compete. So the 7.3 is out of the lineup. Moving on, the 6.4 is the other one I'm kicking out. And obviously it's not for lack of creature comforts. They're very nice trucks. I think to this day, I think they are one of the best trucks Ford's ever made as far as looks. Oh yeah, blue wire mod for the fan clutch all day long. I don't care for the Bulletproof diesel mechanical fan. I think it's kind of silly. I think it was an answer to a problem that we already had an answer to, and it's there for people to do just because they want to do it. Now the 6.4. So why we're kicking the 6.4 out of this competition as well? Because again, I think the 6.4's had a lot of advancements recently. We can now have steel pistons, which I think is a game changer. People have been putting max force pistons in them for years. Kill Devil Diesel's really helped push the envelope in this area. There's always been good connecting rods out there. There's a lot of great products for the 6.4. But at the end of the day, we're talking mild builds, not extensive builds. And all those things I just mentioned are very extensive builds. Also, thinner walls. It's not as easy. You're not always able to rebuild them when you have these catastrophic failures. So for that reason, the 6.4, while it has the exhaust brake feature, it has the transmission braking feature, it's got big brakes, got nice suspension on it, and they're powerhouses with virtually nothing done to them. You can make like 550 horsepower out of a truck that first rolled off the production line 12 years ago, 13 years ago even. Hey, James, how you doing, man? Long time no see. Hope you're doing well, brother. So the 6.4, great power plant. Some major flaws that need addressed. The aftermarket has addressed most of them, in my opinion. But at the same time, we're not talking those crazy builds. We're talking mild builds. And for that reason, the 6.4 is out of this as well. James, thank you. I am doing well. I appreciate it, brother. Guys, we're going to put this on pause. I'm going to quick double check, make sure I'm not missing questions. And we're going to get back to comparing the 6.0 and the first two generations of 6.7 Powerstrokes for who we personally feel has the best Powerstroke engine that Ford has made to date. And I think my answer to an extent is going to surprise you guys as well. So let's see here. You did the blue wire mod the other day, took like 20 minutes in relay so I could use my upfitter switch. Awesome way to do it. I think that's probably the cleanest way to install do the blue wire mod. I know it involves a few extra steps, but I think it's the nicest overall setup. Getting coolant temps at a steady 192 and my oil temps goes 212 just going down the highway. Is that a concern? It sounds like you have a clogged oil cooler, my friend. So yeah, Danny, I think we were just talking earlier in this live stream about that. So yeah, I would do that flush procedure I talked to. I'd already get ready to have your factory oil cooler warranted from Ford. I'd get in contact with them tomorrow, let them know what's happening so they can get you a new one. Again, it should be warranted. It's not doing its job. 20 degrees exceeds the Ford recommendation of no more than 15 degrees delta. You're 5 over that. So you're good there. And that is one thing. This is one reason I advocate for people to have a good relationship with your Ford dealer, because when I had this issue, I walked in there, they handed me a new oil cooler. I handed them the old one back. Done. They didn't give me any hard time because they recognize me. I don't return a bunch of stuff and I buy from them pretty regularly. That is not a lifetime warranty thing. That is it's at least 2 years. It could be 3-year, 3-year warranty on that. It might be unlimited miles on the oil cooler. I'm not sure. So, yeah, just do what we recommended earlier. I think you'll be good to go. Now back to which is the best Powerstroke. So we've kicked out the 7.3 for reasons previously mentioned, and we've kicked out the 6.4 for reasons previously mentioned as well. If those of you guys just joining the conversation, we're talking about all these different Powerstrokes, and we're talking about them with no more than a mild build is in consideration. So we're not talking people doing cams. We're not talking compound turbo setups and all these other things. We're talking mild builds. So, intercooler piping kits. If you're in a 6.7, a delete. 6.0 is fine to delete as 2 in this competition. Stud jobs are fine as well because more of a liability thing. Even turbo upgrades are definitely going to be considered okay in this overall competition, which is going to lead me into the next one. So 6.0 Powerstroke versus Generation 1. Tyler, I'm sorry, the 6.9 IDI does not count. Don't get me wrong, I think they're cool engines, and I think it'd be cool to build one up one day. But it really just comes down to the fact that the 6.9 doesn't produce enough power to really be competitive. It's also not technically branded as a Powerstroke. But I would like to get my hands on one day. I think it'd be cool to goof around with one. So anyway, so 6.0, there's really only one generation of 6.0. There's some changes, but they were relatively insignificant changes in the scheme of things, as opposed to the 6.7 had massive changes from the first generation to the second and to the third. Although we're not talking about the third tonight because it hasn't been out long enough to really know what the heck it would do in comparison to these other platforms. So It looks promising. I'm gonna guess that the Generation 367 probably gonna eat turbos left and right because it's got a small charger on it. But again, it hasn't been out long enough to really gauge how competitive it is in this conversation. So, Gurlit, welcome, brother. Guys, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We're always trying to get as many likes, or not subscribe. Well, definitely subscribe. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. It helps the video perform better. So, all right. So, 6.0 versus Generation 1 of the 6.7 Powerstroke. So, I think my answer here is going to surprise a lot of people, but we are going to talk about it. So, the 6.0, in my opinion, takes Generation 1 6.7 Powerstroke out. Now, I will say this. The Generation 1 can be modified to be just as competitive, but it's got a small turbo, so you're going to see higher EGTs from it as opposed to the 6.0. So you'll be able to stay in a 6-liter longer. And actually, I saw this with my personal 6-liter versus my 2015 6.7 this past year towing. My 6-liter, I could really stay in the throttle longer and harder, pulling hills and grades with my camper hooked up than I ever could in my 6.7. I had to actually back out of the throttle. Now, I will say I do think a turbo upgrade in my 6.7 will fix that. But the turbo upgrade in an early year is a super, like in Generation 1 6.7, is a relatively involved process. BD Diesel does make a really nice kit now to make it a much easier transition. But overall, it's a time-consuming process. You're changing out the lower intake plenum. You need a turbo, which is super expensive. You need a different, I think it's passenger side exhaust manifold. It's a lot. Now, again, BD makes really nice exhaust manifolds that would make this process easier. Or if you were deleted at that time, now you're talking, you can easily have $5-6 grand wrapped up into a turbo swap and deleting an early year 6.7. And that's just in parts. So it's an expensive process. Gurlit, he is not typically in videos anymore. He is very, very busy, and that's why. Controlled Insanity, what's up, brother? How are you doing? But that's part of why I was running a little late. I had to go. I was up at Josh's grabbing something, and then I had to come home, and I hadn't had anything to eat for dinner, so that's why I started a little late. But I'm going to say, guys, I'm loving it. We got a lot of people in here. You guys seem to be enjoying it, so I'm happy that I did try this on a Tuesday night. Excuse me, it is a little different, but I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. So I'll set them. So where were we? Okay, so Generation 1 6.7. I personally feel a 6.0 performance-wise is better. I do think if you take into account the early year 6.7s had issues, the 11s were known. I know people with 2011 trucks get so upset at this. But at the end of the day, it is true. They're known for breaking not push rods, valves off and taking out entire engines. Just don't do it Wednesdays. I don't have any plans at this time to do any live streams Wednesdays. I will say, depending on how tonight goes, Tuesdays might become the night for live streams. I want to have you guys, as many of you guys in and participating during the actual live stream. I love that you guys go back and watch them later, but I want you guys in here for the live stream. It's a lot more fun for me and you guys if there's a lot. Exotic head studs, I won't mess with them. I think it's kind of hokey. And you other guys can test them out and find. I'm definitely of the idea, just buy the ARP studs and know that you're good to go. And buy from a reputable dealer because there are knockoff ARP studs out there. Does an EGR delete and ARP studs count as a bulletproof? Gurlit, we can talk about bulletproofing right after I talk about Generation 1 6.7 versus 6.0 Powerstroke. Remind me to talk about the bulletproof process, and then we'll go to the next matchup of generations of which Powerstroke is the best engine out there. So, the 6.0, there are some stuff that needs fixed, yes, but they're relatively mild, and a lot of the issues with 6.0s stemmed from people not understanding how they worked. you see 6.0s have gone up dramatically in value lately, and it's because people know how to fix them now and fix them correctly. You don't have those same issues anymore. The Generation 1 6.7 Powerstroke, it was eating turbos left and right. They saw increased reliability in 13 when they went back to a steel ball bearing in the turbos, so that was a good fix. But again, still lower reliability on those turbos, and there wasn't really a fix for them based on the engine setup with the exhaust manifolds inside the V. There wasn't anything you could really do. Early years, again, valve issues breaking off due to a material issue. Now, all those things can be upgraded, yes. But again, all those things can be upgraded, very, very expensive to do. So again, we're not talking needing to do $5-6 grand in performance modifications just to get this thing to do what we need it to. Again, overall though, guys, great trucks. I'm not talking bad about them. They were really good trucks. But at the end of the day, it was just the initial step of the 6.7. It definitely wasn't its final quote unquote destination, as we saw. And the second generation not only fixed the issues with the first generation, but now drastically outperforms the first generation. So 6.0 versus 6.7 Generation 1, I will take a 6.0 personally. Now, I will say this, I think they're cool trucks, and I wouldn't be opposed to buying one day and doing a build on it with a lot of the parts we just talked about. That day is not today, though. So, I want a quick check over here. Make sure I'm not missing much. I've been trying to keep an eye on the chat and talk about the subject matter at the same time. Yeah, no, definitely. The 15s were definitely a completely different animal. While sure, there was a lot of similarities to the 11 through 14s, the 15 Powerstroke was just a vastly better engine. It had fixed all the other issues. The other thing is a race tune on a 11 through 14 truck didn't make a ton of power the way it should have. It ran out of fuel, and it had a tiny turbocharger. And then there's John in here buying a Cummins. But, you know, hey, we'd like to do our community service in here. We're an equal opportunist channel. Just kidding, John. I know you're joking around. It's all good, man. But no, John, just kidding, brother. So 6.0 so the 6.4 I'm very intrigued by, first off, with the most recent developments with steel pistons and stuff for them, because I think they can be good trucks. I would personally buy a 6.0 over them for most of it, in my opinion. The 6.4 just they can be disasters. They can be super expensive, and they aren't always able to be rebuilt like the 6.0 is. So I guess every now and then a 6.0 isn't either, but typically they are. Excuse me. So the 7.3 had the longevity, but 6.0 seems to be a great engine. The 6.7 is a great engine. The 7.3 was super reliable. It was ahead of its time. It was super reliable because it didn't make any power. It put like, what, 220 to the wheels in factory form. You put a race tune on it, and you do a mild injector upgrade, you end up with what, 370, 380 maybe. It's just they weren't able to compete performance-wise. They just weren't. Great trucks. I love them. There will be a 7.3 build. You know, we do stuff occasionally to my dad's truck, and I try to review it here. That truck would be on the channel more if you guys seem to enjoy it more. At some point, I need to put a grill on that I have at my dad's house. And I need to swap out the intercooler over there too. So at some point, I'll get to that. Do a 6.0 intercooler on my dad's truck. Oh, the 7.3 is an amazing farm truck. It really is. Now, guys, so in my opinion, I would take a 6.0 over an 11 through 14 6.7 if I didn't plan to do a build, which a lot of guys don't plan to do builds on these trucks. So there's nothing wrong with not doing it. The 6.0, I think, is just a slightly better platform. But The Generation 2. Generation 2 6.7 is a completely different animal, and it is a monster of a truck at the same time. So the 2015, we have increased fueling. We have an updated CP4 pump. There no increase in reliability, but increase in flow. We have an injector change. We have a much larger turbo, even larger than what came on the 6.0s, at least on the compressor side. So lots and lots of changes that happened with them in those years. And let me tell you, it's a great truck. You, shall we say, do a muffler delete on them and they become an even better truck. And what actually shocks me with the muffler delete is they're still relatively quiet trucks. It is nowhere near as loud as my 6.0. It is still a little louder than I probably would want to see it on a tow build, but it's not this obnoxiously loud truck. Sure, when you get in, it's got a good sound to it. Those of you guys that haven't checked out the last video, lots of exhaust notes in there for you guys to check out. But at the same time, that'll still probably end up getting at least one muffler and still potentially two, because I want that truck to be super quiet. But we'll get aftermarket mufflers. There'll be flow through mufflers, so we don't get any restrictions, so we keep all the performance. I'm running a 4-inch off the downpipe back on the 6.7. In the muffler delete video, I have links to not quite the exact thing I'm running, but very similar stuff to what I'm running. There are affiliate links. It does turn around and help the channel. Just fair warning. But those of you guys that are looking, there's affiliate links there. I love the sound of the 4-inch. Some guys love the 5-inch. I do plan, one of the videos I'm going to be doing soon is actually going to put the GoPro right above the exhaust and drive around and see how it sounds. Tyler, I'm not a big manual guy, personally speaking. Just not really my thing. 6.6 Duramax, I'm out. I'll be honest with you. I don't think the Duramax is a bad engine. My biggest knock is the earlier year Allisons were mediocre transmissions that needed built before they really held any power. Cab pulled off work on them. Ford did such a great job with the 6.7. I mean, really, and now they have full control over transmission power, like the full powertrain. They basically get to pick, and it's just nice. International built them to die. Ford leaving them to build in-house engines while still being. I know International was still trying. Here's the thing. They did what they did right on the 6.4. They really did right. What they did wrong on the 6.4, though, ended in catastrophic failure. Honestly, I would have liked to see them maybe do a 6.2, have a little more depth or thickness to your cylinder wall. So if you did score them, it was an easier engine to rebuild. And it would have also gotten rid of the cracking at the one in between two of the cylinders. It's known for cracking at a stud. You wouldn't have that issue anymore. So I do firmly believe that the 6.4 could have been a better engine had it been more like a 6.2. At least the aftermarket would have fixed valve train geometry that is an issue on them, and it would have now fixed with better pistons as well. Could I roll red coal for Christmas? I don't know how you would do that. Not really my thing, to be perfectly honest. Oh, yeah, Controlled Insanity, 100%. It was a monster with basically a factory truck. Francisco, fun name to say. Kind of reminds me of a line from Elf. Anyway, so I would say, so I have a whole video on best year 6.7 Powerstroke that really goes in depth. I would recommend a 15 or newer if you can afford it. I don't know about the 2020s, the 10-speed transmission. I'm hearing great stuff about. I'm hearing excellent things about the brand new trucks. which again, the Generation 3 started in 2020. But I think 15 and newer, you're good. The other thing you could look at is 13 and up, I feel, is when they really kind of had the truck figured out and were really steamrolling ahead with a quality product. Again, 11, 12s weren't bad trucks, but they were more prone to issues. Put turbos on your truck. Carlos, I have no idea what you're talking about. Which one? The early year 6.7s, my personal 6.7. I have turbo. I think I'm on my second or third turbo on my 6.0. Only broke one factory turbo with about 180,000 miles on it, and I was abusing the crap out of it when I did it. Have helping out working on my 3, just little oil and degas. Now, Zach, is it residual oil from a previous project, Zach, or are you getting oil in there now? Because that could be an issue if it's not left over from previous oil cooler failure. But yeah, no, so the goal with the 6.7 here, so let's talk goal with the 6.0. When it's back, I have a 64 millimeter turbo sitting at Josh's house that was meant for his truck. We're going to throw that on my 6.0 when it's back together. We're going to take the 66 millimeter turbo that's currently on my 6.0. We're going to take it down to Turbo Time USA, and they're going to upgrade it to their most current version of the turbo. So that's the goal there. So, yeah. Here's the thing, right? 30 grand maybe for built 600 horsepower 6.0, or 30 grand for factory 6.7 with a tune. Basically, which interior do you like? Yeah, the only thing I'll say is at 30 grand on a 6.0. I don't know with the current cost of them, unless you're getting a killer deal. You figure you're talking a truck to reliably handle 600 out of a 6.0. You're probably talking something to the tune of about 10 to 12 grand in engine stuff. You're then talking about another 8 grand in a transmission that's going to put up with any nonsense you throw at it. So I would safely say 20 grand plus the cost of whatever the truck is, depending on your truck. James. But yeah, I mean, essentially, you get all that work in. So after Turbo Time upgrades my 66 millimeter to their most current one, what we're probably going to do is we're probably going to turn around and put the goal is going to be a 205/30 injector in. We're going to run it on the 64 millimeter turbo for a minute, and then we're going to turn around and put their most current version of the 66 millimeter on there, and then we'll review that as well. And then I will say after that, we'll probably push it. Maybe we'll send the 205/30s out for a 75% nozzle upgrade, or maybe even go to a pretty big injector. Maybe go to a hybrid, looking for something in the 250 range, with 100% nozzle on it. So Zach, will go with you, then Controlled Insanity. I'll get yours question next. Did I miss something here? So anyway, you have any 17? I have. Well, Ethan, I technically have 175s in the truck right now. They haven't run in about a year, but they're in there. And they actually are pretty new, to be honest. So Looney Wild, I've heard great things about. I'm not super familiar with their tuning. I've never personally run it, but it's a pretty highly regarded tune. I will say if you're looking for something to switch up, I recommend Blessed Performance. If you use code 60bros, you'll get 10% off their tuning. I think you'll love his stuff. I'm running his stuff on the 6.7. I'm really, really enjoying it. I think you'll love it on the 6.0 too. I plan to review it on the 6.0 as soon as I have a 6.0 that I can do it on. Even if I had someone that lived, excuse me, even if someone that lived close enough that was cool with me reviewing the tunes themselves, I'd probably get you free tunes if you let me just review them on your truck. Anyone close to PA, I'd be interested. And it would get you guys some 6.0 content again. So anyone that's actually willing to do that, I'd be down to get you some free tuning, but you'd have to kind of let me review all 3 tunes on your truck at some point. So there is that. Let's see here. Always. Oh, awesome, OJ. Fly to Arizona. I am not flying to Arizona. Hold on here though. I'm missing a question. Oh, why 205/30s instead of 190/30s? So they will perform very, very similarly. I will say that. And in the scheme of things, we're talking nuances here. But a 205/30 should run ever so slightly cleaner. You have a bigger body being pushed out the same size nozzle, so you should get a little bit better atomization of the fuel that's in there as opposed to a 190/30. Again, they'll run very similar, but I want to make sure I'm getting the most out of that nozzle when I do it. Well, so guys that are interested in the potential tuning stuff, do me a favor, message me on Instagram, and honestly, I will consider it. OJ, I know we were talking the other day. Maybe and you're actually only an hour from me, but anyone that's willing to do that, message me. Now, I will say this, we could do a featured section on the channel. For those of you guys that are close, if you want, we can review your build, even if it's just a stock truck, but it's super clean. Message me. I'd be interested in meeting up and doing a review essentially of your guys' trucks, especially if you get you guys 6.0 content out there. I think you guys would like that. So let me know what you guys think. If you're interested in that, message me up, hit me up on Instagram, or send me an email. I'd be happy to look into that for you guys. I think that'd be kind of cool for you guys. See some of the subscribers that support the channel actually on the channel with their rigs. I think that'd be cool. Let's see here. I know him personally. I just haven't bought it. Yeah, you're a little far away, brother. But Zach, if you're looking for a new tune, seriously, coupon code 60bros, try Blessed Performance. I'm loving his tunes. He's got great customer service, and he seems like a super cool guy, too. Anytime I've talked to him, he's been super great to work with. I'm really enjoying that part with him. So I would buy a 6.0 any day of the week. You couldn't pay me to get a 6.4. You and a lot of people are in that boat, brother. Yeah. Stanger, hit me up, man. Seriously. Message me and maybe maybe we can end up with both of you guys on the channel or something. Like I said, I think it'd be really cool. Far-fetched idea that if you push the injector to its limits, it's more likely to fail, so leave a little on the table. Nick, I agree with you. I think anytime you're pushing something to that upper limit, it has a higher chance of failure. I also think it's like the thickums, the 58-volt thickums everyone's putting in. Burns out your injectors. It pushes them too hard. The system's designed around 48 volts. Let's leave it at 48 volts. No need to upgrade for something that tuning and other stuff can take care of for not a whole lot, for probably less money because you're not buying a 58-volt thickum. Keith, message me. And we can talk, man. Gurlit, Blessed Performance is a company. He sells everything. I bought my exhaust from him for the 6.7. The DPF back exhaust, that is. And what else did I get? He does my tuning. So I bought the X4 and tunes from him. We'll probably be buying other stuff from him in the future. He's been a super cool guy. Stanger, that's fine. You can message me on Facebook too. But yeah, no, Matt has a phenomenal reputation and is known for doing great work. You guys actually asked for a review on him before I ever talked to him, and then we started talking online one day, and we made it happen. His customer service, I do hear, is second to none. Everybody talks about his customer service being top notch. I've been super happy in my experience with him. So yeah, and he was cool enough to give the channel a discount code, which still blows my mind that people give this channel a discount code. Which also reminds me, let's talk Black Friday deals for a second. So guys, we're going to be releasing two new shirts on the channel, on our Teespring website, and we're also going to be doing discounts as well. So there will be a code released around Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if it'll be exactly Black Friday, but in that time span, there will be a discount code released. It will be our normal discount code, 60 Bros. That's for Matt Story and Turbo Time USA. And it will be a nice discount. Now, the two shirts that are coming out, one's going to just have 60 Bros across the front, like we've been doing. And on the back, it's going to say delete, tune, stud, repeat. I just think it was funny. I've been looking at shirts and trying to get ideas, and there's a lot of different companies out there that do like three things on a topic and then repeat. I guess I'm throwing my hat in that ring. So anyway, it's going to be delete, tune, stud, repeat, just kind of meant as a joke. And then the other one's going to be a request from you guys. It's going to be the SOB on the front and making 60s great again on the back. So that shirt will be coming around the same time. There's chance for a Road to 10K shirt coming out because that's kind of our big focus. And there'll be, of course, the limited edition 10,000 subscriber shirt that comes out when we hit 10,000. It'll only be out for the first 1,000 people. So from 10,000 to 11,000 subscribers is the duration. And as soon as we hit 11,000, that shirt's coming down. But yeah, no, I hope you guys like those ideas. What do you guys think of the delete, tune, stud, repeat shirt? Because again, I just think it's funny. It's not meant to. A lot of these shirts I'm looking at are just kind of as a joke. Jordan, the discount code will come out around the holidays. Pay attention to the live stream, Jordan. Come on. I just got the all-in for life package from him for my Hotshot 60 truck. Him being mad. Oh, Blessed Performance is awesome, man. You're definitely going to love it. He's got great stuff. Maintenance across the board and fuel. Dallas, the 7.3 is great. They're great trucks. Not powerhouses, but they're phenomenal trucks. Delete, stud, tune, enjoy. Stud, yeet. I enjoy shaking their hands. OJ, I think there's actually a sock option on Teesprings. Don't tempt me. We can get 60 Bro socks out there. If that is what the market demands for, we can make it happen. Yoga, there are leggings as well. I'd buy them. Well, it looks like we're going to have Christmas socks for 60 Bros and yoga pants, apparently. So there are hats, too. And here's the one thing with... so I really like fitted hats, and they don't have any. So there's fitted hats, there's snapbacks, 60 Cosby sweater. So anyway, probably the next big thing I want, we have hoodies. What do we have? We have two different style t-shirts. We have long sleeve shirts. We have two different style hoodies. I think that's really it from Teesprings. We do have tank tops on Amazon. Amazon is definitely. I missed the fuel question, brother. Put it back down there, and I'll answer that. So the oh shoot, I completely forget what I was talking about. Oh, decals. So I really want to get decals to you guys, and Teesprings doesn't really do it. They do stickers, and I thought about maybe getting one made to try and see if I like it as a decal. We'll see, but that is in the works because I really do want to get you guys decals out there. If a lot of you guys have been asking for that for a long time, and it's been rough to try to get this stuff and make sure that the quality's there, that you guys are getting stuff in a timely fashion. If there's a customer service issue or something needs returned, making sure that you have the ability to do that very easily. And the Teespring has really allowed me to do that. So I am thankful for that. Link down in the description, guys. I will say, after Thanksgiving, there will be a discount code coming, but please also support the channel by any time. I do appreciate it. All that stuff goes back into the channel too. Now, how would you go about live monitoring fuel pressure in cab? So excuse me. So you could run that. We're going to go over two ways. One would be with the glow shift gauge and the adapter fittings to go right into your fuel bowl. Then you just put the it comes with the sensor. You run the wire in. That way, no fuel actually comes through. It's not a true mechanical gauge. In that regard, it's just an analog gauge. And that'll give you a good reading at a very decent price. The expensive way to do it, which is how I'm going to do it when the 6.0 is back. And this is because I already have the CTS. I really like it. We're going to wire into the CTS a fuel pressure gauge off that. Also, I'm going to do a regulated return, so we're going to run it off the regulated return into the cab for me to monitor. I'm having a really hard time finding traction bars for it. Anyone have any suggestions? Traction bars. Honestly, I'm wearing their shirt. Custom Offset might have something. I've had good experience with them. You could try, is it PMF suspension? I would imagine they have something there. What else is there? Think about 6.0 then Bulletproof. Goodbye. It could be issues. $7,000 seems a tad high. I have videos out on what to look for with buying used 6.0s. I'd recommend checking them out. I think they'll be very helpful, and checking blow by is the first thing you should definitely do. Bring a monitor, be able to check for those things. That'll really help you out as well. Fuel bowl delete and ready to return from driven. So maybe I'll just build one branched off that. Yeah, so controlled insanity, what I would do is I would take their fuel gauge off, and I would get a fitting to thread in there that would then let you thread the fuel pressure sensor into that, and then I'd run that into the cab. And again, I'm going to be running mine off a CTS when the time comes. That's my go-to. I'm biased. 6.0 is the best of both worlds. Pre-admission power, performance, reliability. Yes, I said reliability. No, I agree with you, though, in the scheme of things. I do think the 6.0, when taken care of and when people know what the heck they're doing, is a pretty reliable engine. I don't think it's a terrible thing people have made it out to be. I think people didn't understand what it was, and they are the people that ruined the 6.0 reputation because they didn't know what they were doing. I'm not necessarily blaming them, but I'm blaming them. Again, they didn't understand it. There wasn't proper training for the 6.0 in those years, and definitely we saw issues with it because of it. So fortunately, though, we have definitely gotten on top of it, and now the 6.0 can be a very reliable truck with very minimal stuff, again, because we've learned what to do with it. Uh, I don't know how to pronounce your name. But the stage 3 KC turbo on a 6.0, excellent turbo. The stage 3 KC is a great turbo. And really, the only thing I'd say is, do you tow? Because if you tow, you don't want to go to a stage 3 turbo. Hey Tyler, thanks brother. One thing, guys, when we get a super chat, we always stop our question and go to that. I will go back to it, but I want a quick talk about about this question here since it's super chat. So Tyler, thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Do you really want a 7.3 to be crazy fast? A 20, 30-year-old frame? Got to remember these trucks were developed 25 to 35 years ago. Tyler, I think you bring up a good point. That being said, a lot of guys race 7.3s successfully, I might add, and some guys even in OBS trucks. It's also really easy to swap a cab on basically any Super Duty. So you could swap, you could relatively easily put all your 7.3 stuff in a newer frame. Also, these frames are built really beefy. I personally would not have. Also define crazy fast because honestly, running 14 at the track for a 7.3 is pretty freaking fast. Getting into the 13s really fast for a 7.3. It really just depends what you want to do. Now, if you're talking full out drag truck, then yeah, I have no issues because you're probably doing custom framework anyway. Sorry, guys, it's the constant talking. I don't have the Rona. So yeah, no, it really just depends on what you're doing. If you're full out racing, you're probably talking custom chassis or at least a lot of custom framework. So I have no issues there. I would say honestly, even for daily driving, a 7.3, as long as you're under 500 horsepower, it takes a fair amount of money to put a 7.3 at 500 horsepower for the record. So yeah, I wouldn't have an issue with it, but at the same time, be aware of what you're doing because it does cause other weak links. So yeah, no, I'm kind of back and forth with you on that one, brother. Stage 3 KC turbo on a 6.0. The biggest thing you want to know with this is you want to make sure that you have the appropriate upgrades to run it. So on a stage 3 turbo, you're talking turbo capable of over 600 horsepower. So you want to make sure a 205/30 injector would run great with it. Probably a little, you could probably go up in injector size on top of that, to be honest, or go to a 75% nozzle. The other thing with the stage 3, and this is from Charlie at KC, I have some guys in the past have thought I have a thing against KC. I don't have a thing against KC, and Charlie is a great guy with great customer service. I always advocate for my turbo sponsor because they help support the channel, so I'm always pushing them. But I have no issue with KC. He's got a great product. I also think Powerstroke channel might have a affiliate link for you guys or a coupon code. Check that out if you are interested in going that route. Obviously, for Turbo Time USA, down in the description is my information to get you a discount, and it is an affiliate link. But you just want to make sure you got the big enough injector. So a stage 3, I'd probably run a 205/30 with that. And if you're gonna tow, I wouldn't run a stage 3. I'd go down to a stage 2 KC. Again, excuse me. If you're open to suggestions, you could also run if you tow a 64 millimeter turbo from Turbo Time USA. Use code 6obros for 5% off that. I would compare the two and see what you want. It really depends on your needs. If you're looking for a hot street truck, that 68 millimeter from the stage 3 on KC is going to be a great one, provided you have enough fuel to run it. If you don't have enough fuel, you're not going to love it, and you'd probably enjoy a smaller turbo. If you're running like a 175 stock or even a 175/30, I don't personally think you have any benefit going to a stage 3 over a stage 2 turbo. So. But great turbo. I have nothing bad to say about the turbo. That size from any manufacturer at 68 millimeters isn't going to tow really well. So keep that in mind. Holy crap, you guys really started chatting here. Let's see here. If he has maintenance records for street build. Zach, I personally wouldn't waste the money on swapping Cummins into it. You're going to have more money in making that setup work versus just fixing a 6.0 the correct way and running it, and and it sounds better too. But I don't really know how expensive it is. Just bought a 1467 Pi, so a crazy good deal. It's already deleted. What would be your first mods? Sheldon, welcome to the channel, Sheldon. I don't recognize your name, so awesome. Glad to have you here. First, I want to say, so you're deleted. So I'm assuming you're running at least a 4-inch exhaust. I would say you could do one of the intercooler piping kits that gets rid of all the factory stuff, get a nice aftermarket air filter on there to flow enough air for your demands. That'd probably be the next route I would go. From there, the sky's the limit. You have a 14, so oh crap! With a 14, my next thing would probably be a turbo swap then, brother. Getting to the 15 and newer turbos would be huge for you. In the fueling department, you could stand to earn a little. You could go to a current CP4 pump to help flow a little more fuel, because you're going to really run out with that turbo. What Ford did well is that turbo and the fuel system max out very well together. When you go to the the 15 and newers with the bigger turbo, then you kind of have some different things chiming in there. But no, I would say I'd look at either a CP4 upgrade to the newest version, and I'd look into turbo swapping to the current style turbo for your truck. And I think you would be shocked at how much of an increase that would be. Tuning, if you're looking at tuning, you could go with Blessed Performance. Use code 6obros for 10% off their tuning. For 6.7 turbos, check out Turbo Time USA. Same code 6obros for 5% off their turbos. Whirly Custom Fab has nice stuff too. I see about the track bars there. Oop, I'm falling behind, guys. PMF, I have heard really good stuff about them. I do plan to run their stuff in the future. Andrew, so tuner monitor here. Tuner, SCT all day long. It's not even debatable. It is the best tuner for the 6.0 Powerstroke, period. For monitoring, I choose the Edge CTS. If you're looking for a budget monitor setup, you could run Torque Pro or Forescan on your Android. Forescan is a super, super powerful app to use, so don't underestimate that. And then Glow Shift makes a 3-in-1. I'll get you a link here. This will be an affiliate link. They make a 3-in-1 gauge. 3-in-1 diesel gauge. So what this would let you do is read boost, because you'll be tuned, so your boost typically doesn't read correctly. You'll be able to run fuel pressure on this, and you'll also be able to check your exhaust temps at the same time. So this is kind of my go-to for people. That's not it. Sorry, I just got to find the right one. Glow Shift 3-in-1, 1500 pyro, 60 boost. That's then 300 temperature. No. Ooh, what's this one? 60 psi boost gauge, digital 2200 pyro, and 150 psi fuel. So here we go. So this would be what I would run, and you will need a couple fittings to make it all work, but that's easy enough to look up. But this is the bulk of it. So you probably have about $200 in reading this stuff. That is an affill. There we go. That's the gauge I would run in conjunction with Torque Pro or Forescan for your other stuff as a more budget-friendly option compared to $400 for a CTS, then another like $100-150 for your exhaust temp. Then you'd end up, by the time you can monitor everything with the CTS system, you got $900 into it. So this is drastically cheaper when you're talking about $200 to $220 into monitoring everything you'll need to monitor. When do you think trans is going to be necessary? I'm creeping up to the 500 horsepower level. And Ethan, I think you're good. My message would, or my my goal would be, or my recommendation would be, to drop the pan, get a deep dish cast aluminum pan. Again, I'll get another link here for you for the 5R, and put a 6.4 and put a 6.4 filter in for it. Oop, put an extra 5. Put a 6.4 filter in it to be able to hold on, it's going to come to me here. The 6.4 filter filters better and flows more than the factory 6.0 filter. And why I recommend these pans for these trucks is because what they allow it to do is it helps provide rigidity to the transmission, providing more reliable shifting and longevity. It helps with torsional flexion, which is basically the case shit. So here's the front, here's the rear, and they're kind of twisting like this in opposite directions. Obviously not that bad, but there's a lot of stress on it. So essentially this pan's kind of like putting traction bars for your rear axle on, except with your transmission. And here's this affiliate link. And that'll be for that pan. But other than that, I think at 500 horsepower, having fresh fluid in there and just running it with other things I talked about and having good transmission tuning, and you'll be good. 5-inch straight blade with 10 blade is a heck of a sound. Oh man, I lost my spot. What message is deleted here? Over 50 in chat. Hit that like button. Yeah, guys, this I think has honestly been the most successful chat for, or live stream with the most amount of people. That's super cool. We're at 59 likes. We can do better. You can't tell me all 42 of you guys that are in this live stream have hit that like button. So let's get on that. Let's get as many likes as we can here. That's what I'm talking about. 60 likes. We can keep it going. But anyway, I do have an update on the CTS. I'll tell you about that in just a second. But yeah, no, this has been a super successful live stream, and I think we're going to probably try to keep doing these on Tuesdays for a bit and see how they go. I'm not saying it'll be only ever on Tuesdays here on out, but definitely this has been the most amount of people that have participated in the actual live stream. So I love that, and I'm really having a great time. I hope you guys are as well. The CTS2 that I was running, let me rephrase that. Am running again. So I re-downloaded the update software on my laptop and was able to finally update it. There must have been just a glitch in their software or their system that night that wouldn't let me recover the account. And it's been working perfectly ever since I did that. So we're back on track. Their customer service was great, answered me when I messaged them. So looking good there. Looking at the SP Emperor kit with S370, that's a big turbo. Nervous about the CP4. I've heard they're known for failure. So Sheldon, in your truck, so one, to run a turbo that big, you're definitely going to need, honestly, in my opinion, if you're running a turbo that big, I would get like, I'd get one of the Exergy. I think that's how their names sound. Pumps that flows more in the CP4. Also, I would probably update to an air dog system or a fast fuel system to help supply plenty of fuel to that. Because an S370 is a pretty big turbo. You know, we're talking, if I had to guess, you're probably capable of 700 horsepower, maybe even more in something that size. So I'd make sure you had plenty of fuel to do it. Also, excuse me, take care of your transmission in there, man, because you're getting up there in power, and I think you'll be approaching the point that the stock transmission might not be able to take a ton of that abuse at that horsepower. SPE seems like a great group of guys. I would need more to drink. I would talk to them, though, and see what they say about recommendations on the transmission and what needs done, if anything, because, again, they know more about it than I do. They have a race truck and everything. Cool group of guys from everything I've seen. You have an unstudded 6.0, should I run a can tune or should I buy custom? I would buy custom tunes in my experience. I feel like they're actually easier on trucks if you're buying like a tow tune or something. Check out Blessed Performance and use code 6obros for 10% off his custom tunes. There's a link down in the description. I think you'll really like him and he'll steer you in the right direction. I wouldn't spend a ton of time on his race tune with an unstudded truck, but his tow tune would be perfect to daily drive. So Doom, I see your thing here about he was asking for tuner and monitor. In my personal opinion, I don't feel anybody makes a great tuner and monitor in one. Edge definitely is the best monitor, and SCT is definitely the best tuner. The SCT monitoring stuff, it's out there. They don't read everything 100% accurately. It's an overall good product, but I don't think it is nearly as good at monitoring as the SCT. And if you want to stay a little on the cheaper side, because again, I did just rattle off a crap load of money, getting an X4 SCT or even a used X3 off eBay that's unmarried would be a great choice. And then that would allow you to probably buy one for about $200, and then you could just buy stuff to monitor with your phone and that gauge I put a link to. Have factory deadbolts. Ethan, I do not have personal experience with either of them, so I can't really recommend one. Again, though, I recommend everybody try Blessed Performance. I'm loving them. But also people I have no affiliation with at all would be Power Hungry Performance. I enjoyed their tunes. Truck Source Diesel has great tunes. Innovative Diesel has good tunes, but I do typically prefer them more for track use as opposed to daily driving. One thing, guys, you guys have heard me talk a lot about Windrunner performance over the years, and I stand by that. Blessed Performance, he actually has spoken with Nate from Windrunner and has gotten a lot of ideas from him, and they talk regularly. Blessed Performance kind of seems like the modern day Windrunner, in my opinion. Not a complete apples to apples comparison, and hopefully one of you guys that said I could use your trucks to do the tune review if I get you hooked up with free tunes. Hopefully very soon I have something in that area that I can kind of talk more about. Let's see here. Sorry, got to get caught up here in the chat. That's a good sounding truck, Doom. Mike J, 7-3 or 7 tree, as is down there. Well, the 7.3 is a great truck. I like the 6.0 better personally. I like my Tune Zero fuel plate. Let's see here. We have a 6.4 starter on Josh's truck. That's the gray truck that occasionally is on the channel, and we love it. Great upgrade, and it's completely just bolt on. It's no issues. My white truck, I plan to get a one from a junkyard and slap it on there too, just to see it. And I think it'll be fine. Get a Ford 6.4 on there. I do want to really compare them. There's nothing wrong with my starter, but for a video and to actually really look at it, I think it's a good video. Oh, Robert, you're one of the lucky guys that had Windrunner tunes. Yeah, no, Blessed Performance, yeah, that was one thing we talked about. It was one of the reasons I felt really confident in trying his stuff. And I've really enjoyed it. And it really has cut, hey, guys, he gave us a coupon code. I love that. I do turn a small profit for that. It's, so it's nothing crazy. It's not making me rich. And you guys know if the products didn't perform, I wouldn't recommend them. All my bias aside, it reminds me as much as Windrunner Performance as it could be. Do I think there's tunes that make more power? Probably. Do I think they're as refined and get the kind of fuel economy? No. So I firmly believe in his product. When I have my 6.0 back, I'm going to try a lot of other stuff. Really, I'm going to continue to try other products, but so far I'm really enjoying him. I do plan to try a lot of other tunes on the 6.0 and down the road on the 6.7 as well. I do plan to try other tunes for that. Just at this time, I'm really enjoying Blessed Performance. We're working on. It's been a crazy week. It was a crazy weekend before, but we're hoping to get a tune review out to you guys very soon. Doom, as far as fuel systems go, either one's good. I run fast on the white truck. I'll probably run an air dog on my black truck just to try something different, but both seem to be really good lately. I do love my fast system though. We'll see how the air dog is on the 6.7 at some point. Best muffler for turbo whistle would be to not run a muffler at all. I do run mufflers. That's a lie. I don't run a muffler on the 6.7. I have a straight pipe 6.7, guys. It's kind of cool. We're gonna straight pipe the 6.0 and put that muffler on the 6.7 though, because we are gonna quiet the 6.7 down. It needs to happen. Just needs to. Yeah, it definitely doesn't sound as good as the 6.0. I think the 6.0 is a better sounding truck than the 6.7. I will say there will be a video coming out with the GoPro right over the exhaust tip in the very near future. So we will get some really good shots of that. But yeah, no, the 6.0 just sounds better. I will join the cold start list of people. I'm very upset, but I will join the cold start list for you guys. Nothing I'm not willing to do for you. No problem, guys. So, guys, I think we're coming to the end of the live stream here. I did want to start a little earlier than I did. The goal was to start at 7, and I just couldn't make it happen today. But we will do better about that. What did you guys think about the live stream in the middle of the week, early part of the week? Controlled Insanity. I love that part. I start my truck with inside. I go out there. Someone gave the video a thumbs down. Oh, well, some people don't like me. That's fine. The funny part is, jokes on them. YouTube views it as engagement, and it actually helps the video. So they can thumbs down all they want. It's not hurting the channel at all. The Cummins guy. No, the Cummins guy is still in here, I think. He seemed like a cool dude, truthfully. For what it's worth, my 6.0 doesn't have a remote start. Who doesn't like knowledge? Hey, I'll say I do try to it's one of the coolest things, guys. I love that I'm able to jump on here and you guys come and support me, watch these live streams, hang out. Like we had, I think at one point, it shows me an after report. I think we had like 58 people in here at one point. That's insane. Also, guys, let's talk about 10,000 subscribers and some giveaways coming up on top of it. So at 10,000 subscribers, we're going to do our longest live stream ever. We're going to do a 4-hour live stream. I'm probably going to need to eat at one point during it. I'll probably have an entire table of drinks to get me through, and I'm probably going to need a bathroom break or two on top of it. But guys, when we hit 10,000 subscribers, we're doing a 4-hour live stream. We have never done a 4-hour live stream. Lots of beer. I'm not sure what day of the week it'll be on. We'll see what happens. Plate of nachos. So also when we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll have a special edition shirt coming out on Teespring for the next 1,000 subscribers that hit the channel. We will also be doing a giveaway to 3 people. No purchase will be necessary for this. It'll just be a giveaway based on chats or comments left in a giveaway video. So if you guys want to see this giveaway, the special edition shirt for 10K Club, hit that like button if you haven't already. We're at 69 likes. Let's at least get to 70. Again, if you want to see the giveaway and the special edition shirt and our longest live stream ever, we need to hit one more. There we go. 70. I'll take it. Oh, Mike J, thanks, man. I appreciate it. So let's go over what the giveaways are going to be. So all 3 of the people in the giveaway are going to be getting the special edition shirt sent to them. The first place winner is going to get an X3 tuner from me, one of my personal ones. Let me rephrase this. If you don't have a tuner, I'm going to get you a tuner. How do I enter the giveaway? If you don't have a tuner, I'm going to make sure you have a tuner, and we're going to hook you up. I'm going to purchase you some Blessed Performance tunes. Second place, same thing. Third place, you're just getting a shirt. First 2 guys are going to get tunes. Last person, you're just getting a shirt. But, hey, you're getting a free shirt, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, so there will be 3 giveaways happening. Again, we need to hit 10,000 subscribers before the new year for that to happen, along with our longest live stream ever coming at that same time. And, of course, the new special edition shirt will be available. Tyler, you definitely need either a 6.0 or a 6.7 to win tuning, because that's what I have access to, and that's who I'm helping to promote is Blessed Performance. So, Jordan, I don't think anyone makes any tuning for the 3. I think she has a 3.7 V6. It's not crap, Jordan. It's not. I'm sorry. Guys, in the comment section, what did you all think of live stream on a Tuesday night? I'd say this has been hands down, even though we're not doing our normal length of live stream. This has been one of the most successful live streams I think we've ever had, so I'm really excited about that. 0560 sounds like a trumpet at higher RPM in 3rd and 4th gear. I'm running canned SET tunes. Would another tune lower the exhaust note to more steady growl? Jason, I would need to hear it to kind of know what exactly it sounds like, because I have not the slightest idea on that. Hold on, what's Doom's comment? 60 says. Yeah, man, Jason, if you reach out to me on Instagram, send me a video clip of what it sounds like. I can tell you if there's an issue that you should be concerned about, because I'm not quite understanding what you're saying. Jordan, you should change it. The people want it, so you should change your name. I'm just saying, if you were truly supportive, you would. Favorite chip for the 7.3? What's the not the Hydra? What's the newest? Hold on, let me look it up. 7.3 Powerstroke chip. Maybe it is Hydra. Hold on, we're gonna find it. It's the Hydra chip. Yep, the Hydra chip is what I like for the 7.3, and down the road at some point we're going to be buying it for my dad's truck. Again, I just think it's the nicest overall setup for them. It's reasonably priced with custom tunes. That's definitely what we'll be doing on my dad's truck at some point. Doom, I do think that's hysterical. I hope you keep that up. Yeah, Tyler, definitely that's what I would recommend. A pissed off elephant on steroids. Nick Simple, you don't because it's not happening. Isn't it Hydra? Yeah, the PHP Hydra. Angry typing isn't my thing. No, it's not, Jordan. You're terrible at it. So you have an 06 60137s, 155 injectors, stock turbo, and the same guy I got the truck from got an SCT tuner, and the tune that's on it right now is a hot tune. Is that a custom? If he's running 155 injectors, I'm assuming he has stock nozzles on them, then yes, that is a custom tune. For injector upgrades, you need to run custom tunes for them to run correctly. So, guys, if you haven't already, check out Teesprings for your merch. Again, we will be running specials soon, but check out merch. Again, all that goes back into helping the channel. Plus, you get some cool apparel to wear. I'd rather see you guys buy merch than give me than donate on the channel via super chat. I'd rather see you buy the merchandise. And honestly, I just think it's cool. I think it's cool people wear my stuff. So I'd rather see you guys do that than super. I mean, it's all appreciated. I can't tell you how humbling it is that you guys want to support the channel in the ways that you do. Not just watching what it is, but buying things. Excuse me, buying through affiliate links as well. Good night, Jordan. Controlled Insanity, they're live now. If you go down in the description into the all my videos coming out. The last like 5, maybe 10 videos have a link to the Teespring website, and that's where you can find all those things. Plus, there'll be like I said, there'll be more shirts coming out. I'm constantly working on trying to figure out new designs. I do think the Delete Tune Stud repeat shirt's kind of funny. I'm excited to put that out. Girl, it doesn't sound bad. Typically, they kind of shift a little hard with the race tune in. Nick, that's awesome, man. Thank you, brother. I really can't tell you how much it means to me, guys, that you all do this. I hope you guys are also excited about the giveaways coming up. And guys, the 6.0 is not off the channel. It is coming back to the channel. So please, I appreciate you guys sticking with me through this time. Just know, I mean, that's part of why I worked a double yesterday. I assure you it's not because I wanted to work a double yesterday, but it's, I am working in that direction to make sure I get that truck back to you guys. And you guys buying from the affiliate links and everything has been incredibly helpful. I can't thank you all enough. And I'm an old guy. Jordan, I don't think they're buying stuff because it's because you're entertaining. But seriously, I just want to, I want to give you guys a big thank you. I can't tell you I'm so happy that Tuesday seems to really work for a good live stream. The goal is going to be for me to start a little earlier in the future and not necessarily cut it. I'd like to stick to 2 hours or so. Your daughter wants one. That's awesome, dude. I love when I hear that like people's kids want to actually have my merch. I think that's super cool. Makes me feel great. But yeah, guys, so next video is either going to be a bunch of exhaust notes from the 6.7 now that we have the muffler delete and the DPF back exhaust completely emissions friendly. So that or the race tune review, whatever happens, but we are working on that. We do have some suspension stuff left to do on the truck, and we're going to be selling the tires and wheels that are on it for me to get my platinum wheels with some tires on the truck. So that's coming up. So no, the EPA is not coming on here because it's only a muffler delete and it's a DPF back exhaust. It's completely legal. Upgrading to get a 10 blade hot side and 64 millimeter cold side with bigger housing on factory turbo good. Kirk, so you're looking for, okay, so Jordan's the EPA. All right, that's funny. I need to write that down. Where's a pen? Go away, EPA. That's happening. 6 Obros, go away, EPA shirts are coming. That is too funny. I gotta message this to somebody so I know. That's funny. Somebody messaged me on Instagram, go away, EPA. Those shirts are definitely happening. That's funny. Maybe just do EPA on the front and go away on the back, or maybe I'll do it all on the back with this traditional 6 Obros on the front. I'm not sure, but that's funny. Kirk, Nick, don't feel bad. She occasionally acts like the EPA. Kirk, so the cheapest gauge I can think to do, I had on here earlier. So the cheapest way to monitor everything you need to, especially from a performance standpoint, would be a glow shift 3-in-1 gauge, because you'll be able to do boost, exhaust temps, and your fuel pressure, and then everything else you can actually monitor with a hold on, I'm just looking for the right gauge here. 60 psi boost, 2200 pyro, and 150 pressure reading. Here we go. And everything else you could actually run off monitor off Forescan or Torque Pro, and all you would need to do is get a Bluetooth adapter and then have an Android device to do it. Then you'd be good. So here's an affiliate link to the gauge I was just referencing, and then again you could do those things off your phone to monitor the rest of the stuff. That would be hysterical, OJ. Just don't put me on the map for the EPA. Anyway, guys, we're going to close this live stream down. Thank you so much. I really wish I had time to keep streaming because I'm having a blast. You guys we got a big crowd still, so I'm loving it. Thank you guys so much for your support. We will be doing more. We'll probably do another live stream next Tuesday if I can. I will try to kind of get a routine. We're going to see the analytics from this. Controlled Insanity, you can email me if you go into the About section on the channel page. My email is on there, and you can email me. I have 2 other guys in my email I need to get back to. I feel really bad because it's been a while. I've just been so busy. I do try to get back to everybody. I occasionally am a little late, but I do promise you that I do try to get back to everybody. So just be patient with me sometime. Anytime after 7:45. Yeah, so my plan next time is to start at 7, end at 10. Is the goal for next week. So we'll see. But yeah, Controlled Insanity, hit me up. Go to the channel page and the About section. It'll be in there. And of course, any video you guys comment on, I try really hard to respond. So thank you guys again. Have a good night, everybody. New video coming hopefully by Friday. And I'll see you guys soon. Take care.